Hey guys, Stitching May here. Just gonna do my December update. I do realize that it's almost the middle of December and I'm just now doing an update. I've not gotten any stitching done, maybe a 10-minute session. And now instead of stitching, I'm doing a video. But it's been a rough, crazy last few weeks. Of course, you know, here in the States, Thanksgiving was the last week of November, and didn't get a lot of stitching done then. My work schedule changed and threw off my routine. And then the first week of December is my son's birthday. Actually, the 4th was his birthday. And he kind of started getting sick on Monday night. He popped a temperature of like 101.5. Had no other symptoms, gave him some Motrin, temperature went down, was fine, played the next day until that evening. He hit 100.4 that night. Again, gave him some Motrin and did fine. Wednesday he seemed better, no temp. It was his actual birthday, had some family stopping by. No gifts or anything because his actual party was on Saturday. And we went out to eat, you know, had a great night. Thursday night he started getting the croup and just having some difficulty breathing. So Friday morning, I decided that I was going to take him to urgent care to see if he needed to be put on steroids to kind of go ahead and kick it out of the system before his party, you know. We went to urgent care, which for those of you who are overseas, if you don't know what urgent care is, it's a small outpatient clinic. It's not your normal doctor. It's not a family doctor. He's just a doctor that sees sudden illnesses. It's not as emergent as the ER or its emergency room. They're basically like colds and that kind of thing. They can refuse to see you there depending on the severity of what you have. But it had been raining, and apparently as my son and I arrived, they had like painted the day before the little handicap ramp that goes up to the building. And they had not been able to put down the gripper stuff to keep you from it being very slick because it started raining. So as we're walking up to this ramp, my son points over my shoulders and says, "Look, Mama, water." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of water. We're going to have to be careful." Never got the sentence out of my mouth. I put the first foot on that ramp. Both feet came out from under me so fast. I did not realize that I was falling until I hit the ground. I did, however, manage, I guess, on some level I knew that I was falling because I was able to kind of hold him to me because I wasn't letting him walk because he was having difficulty breathing. Hold him to me as I fell, and he actually landed on top of me, but as he bounced out of my arms, he didn't hit his hand and scratch his elbow. We hit so hard that he had blue paint from the ramp on his arm. When I went in and told them that we had fallen to warn them for other people, they like freaked out. I think they thought we were going to sue or something. They refused to see him because of his head injury, because he had immediate bluish area. He was bleeding from the cut that I didn't even notice was there. I was like, yeah, he's fine. Didn't lose consciousness. He's not vomiting, you know, he's okay. Wouldn't see him. They sent us to the ER. They said they're going to pay the bill. We went to the ER. The doctor was not even concerned about the head injury. He literally kind of pushed on it and, you know, kind of didn't fuss too much about it and said, he's fine, it's just a bump on the forehead. But he did get seen for the difficulty breathing and stuff, and they did diagnose him with the croup. They gave him breathing treatment, which, bless his heart, he screamed, "No, no, no," the whole time, and help. He was screaming for help. But started to feel a little better that afternoon. But then late that night, he woke up twice. His sheets were completely soaked with drool. And because I know just enough about pediatrics to scare me, and I know that, you know, drooling like that is a sign of a closing airway, especially he was also having some difficulty breathing, I panicked, and we did take him to the ER, back to the ER at like 2 in the morning. It's the ER that my husband actually works at. But I promise you, when we left, the kid was lethargic. He wouldn't sit up straight. He was, you know, having a hard time breathing. He was pale. I mean, I was having to change my clothes. He was drooling so bad, much less his bed clothes and his clothes. So we finally get to the ER. We walk in, and as the nurse is asking me what he's there for, and he's laying against my shoulder, I'm like, he's lethargic, he's drooling. etc., etc. My husband walks around the corner and he perks up immediately, screaming for daddy. Hey daddy, you know, just so excited to see my husband. They look at me like I'm an idiot at this point, because here's this kid I just said was lethargic. They literally had to hold him down to get his vitals because he was fighting. I was like, okay, I swear he was lethargic. They did end up doing an x-ray, and they said that his airway had closed some, or was narrowed some, but the doctor explained that what probably happened is whenever we got him out in the cold air on the way to the ER, that it kind of helped open up his airway. So in the future, I will do that before I panic and go to the ER and look like an idiot and an overreactive mom. He was fine for his birthday, feeling much better now. Just kind of, he doesn't have as much reserve. Like, he'll play and then he's ready to take a nap. Like, today he told us he was ready to lay down. He said, ready to go to bed. So, we were planning to do some Christmas lights and stuff this week. He's fine. I'm fine. No, you know, I'm just a little sore from the fall, but his bruise is already going away and his scratch is already healing, and he gets to tell everybody how he has a boo-boo. So, but with all that done, all that over with, I've not been stitching a lot. So all of these, even though it's mid-December, are from November, because I've stitched, like I said, maybe 10 minutes, you know, this month. I will start with 99 bottles. I actually finished the first 6 bottles on this, like, it's one side at a time. And I'm kind of worried because I've got some areas that I had to unpick some stitches. I was a count or 2 off, and it was ridiculous that I had to pick them when I saw where I made the mistake. But I'm kind of worried because I can tell where the unpicked stitches are, and I'm sure you guys can see it as well. The real stitches are really close to that, so I'm hoping that they won't, that by the time I stitch the other stuff in that same area, that'll kind of fix the area. Plus, maybe when I wash it, I don't know. But I'm hoping that'll be fixed soon. There's that. This is still so much fun to stitch. Each little bottle is like a finish. It's just a lot of fun. That was loud, sorry. I did get a lot more done on my verse for my coworker, to kind of show you the 2 sides of it to be able to see it all. I think I got 1.5 pages, almost 2 pages done, but I've finished the whole top row of pages. And I've actually started down on the, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but up close there's a big difference in the colors, but kind of when you look at it from a distance, which is probably what you guys are seeing, the shading is just kind of, it's really neat the way the shading works out. But because I'm getting more and more progress on this is not as much of a chore as it had been. And then I did kind of start down on the second row of pages. It's 3 rows of 4 pages, so 12 pages in total. Sorry if you hear crunching in the background. My husband's snacking on some carrots, feeding the dog. The dog eats them very loud. And there's the new page started on. Now he's afraid to move. He's sitting very still because I said something about the crunching. You're fine. Go ahead and eat. And here are the owls. The birth sampler. This is a lot of fun to stitch. All I have left is the back stitching on the branch, and then the rest kind of filling in on this daddy owl, and then the birth announcement information. But I don't know if it's the meaning behind it that I'm excited about or what, but it's just a lot of fun to stitch. I don't know if it's, I really think it's almost the colors. This turquoise here is my absolute favorite color. I love aquas and turquoise. I mentioned in another video that I'm gonna try to find a DMC equivalent to this color. I've got a project that I want to stitch for my husband for our bedroom, and our bedroom's aqua and our bathroom is dark turquoise, and I'm gonna change the colors. It's a kit, but I'm gonna change the colors to kind of match our scheme. And that's like almost the exact color of our bathroom, in fact. But there that is. I'm really excited about finishing this up soon. And like I said, I stitched some on Starry Night. You're probably not going to be able to tell the difference because it's like 50 stitches. It's all like in this area right here. But I did stitch more on Starry Night, and it reminded me how much I want to stitch on it, so I'm gonna have to hurry up and finish these other projects to where I can work on this more. There's Starry Night. I'm not even almost halfway, and I've worked on this for so long. This is actually, I think, some discoloration from the markers, but it did start to come off when I wet it, and that's why it's kind of spread out, because this thing has been marked for a while. But this will all be in a matte. This will be solid stitches, so I'm not really worried about it discoloring it. And I think it'll all come out when I wash it, you know, because it lightened up a lot. A lot of that's grime from when I used to hoop and held it there, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know that will fit on my Millennium frame, so I've got a large Q-snap that I'm going to try it with. And then November's part of the Woodland Sampler. I can't believe we finally got our last two patterns for December, and then like a little thing that shows the year. We can either do it this year or next year, depending on when you finish it. But or I guess if you wanted to do next year for it to be hanging in your house for the calendar next year, I'll probably do this year since this is the year I did it. But I can't believe it's coming to an end. They have so many other patterns there. They've got, I think they do a calendar every year. They've got some like seasonal stitch-alongs as well. They've got, I think, 2 or 3 Christmas ones going on, like a 12 Days of Christmas, a Gingerbread Lane, and then I think like a winter one going on right now. They're all very cute. I thought about doing the 12 Days of Christmas one, but I had plenty of things to do. Plus, I want kind of a more traditional 12 Days of Christmas than the cartoony one. Not that it's not cute, it's just not my style. Please know that I'm not, you know, criticizing their design by any means. But there is the squirrel for November. And I did like Jess Marie does stuff. I added the white and the sparkling to the snow instead of just the sparkle floss. To me, I felt like you could tell that it was more snow with the white. I don't know if you can even see the sparkle or not. It's acrylic. But that's everything for now. I hope to get a lot more stitching done this month. I'm going to sit down tonight after this video is done and start stitching. But that's everything for now. Thanks for watching. You guys take care, and if I don't do a video before then, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.